This is a quick video, another one, just to show Wideview working the best I've ever seen it. So I've got everything display-wise completely turned down to a minimum. So all of the sliders are completely down. I'll just quickly go into the display settings, options, display. Just show you in here. So I've got the filtering is set to none. 1024x768. If I quickly go through the sliders, they're all down, 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 down. So this is basically putting the minimal amount of graphics tax on the computer in order to kind of simulate having a very high spec PC to handle the graphics, and so what I want to prove is just that Wideview can work smoothly, and that it is possible to get a good reaction from the client. So I've got everything down. What else have we got? So if I go into the server settings configuration, you can see that I've got it on max and the default settings here, and all of the CPUs are selected for Wideview, so there's nothing out of the ordinary there for the server. If I go across to the client, which is the left monitor, again all the sliders and display settings are set to an absolute minimum in FSX. I've even got it on 16-bit colour. The difference here, if I go into the configuration settings for Wideview, I'm using the Intellismooth, and up until now we've never been able to use this because of the lag. There's been a 3 or 4 second lag, but I've managed to find settings which allows us to use Intellismooth, and it is reacting very good. So at the moment I've got it selected, set to 100, I've deselected lock to frame sync. I've got it on the highest setting as opposed to the max setting which the server has, and again these are all default, as to be honest they're all fine as they are. All of the processors selected. So if I OK that, and I'll just give you a quick demo run. I'm just going to maximise the server. So the screen on my right is the server and the screen on the left is the client. I'm just going to reset this flight. Give it just a second to reset. Let's just change the display. So what I'm going to do, I'm at Heathrow, so remember the server is on the right, the client is on the left, and I'm just going to spool it up and try and keep an eye on the runway, because that's normally where we get the stutters, and also on these 4 runway lights because they indicate quite well on their stutters. So I'm going to fire up to maximum. So you can see the server is nice and smooth, and by the way I've got the frames per second set on both PCs to 30 at the moment. So let's look at the runway on the client. So that is running nice. Look at those lights, nice and smooth, not a single judder. Nice smooth tarmac. If we look at the tarmac moving on the server and then on the client, we can see it's nice and smooth. Okay. So I'm going to fly up, I'm going to take off and just do a quick circuit to the left. I'm just pulling back now. I'm just going to show you the client just to show how smooth that is. I'm shaking a little bit holding the camera, so don't let that put you off too much. So I've got a wobbly hand. Okay, I've just nose planted it into the tarmac. But as you can see, the colours are very basic, but again that's just to simulate some i7 power. I've just turned all the sliders down. So the server is an i5, my home PC. The computer on the left, the client, is my work PC, which is a dual core. And we're using Intellismooth, and whereas before we had the delay, let me show you what happens when I pause it, how quick the client stops. It's virtually instant, and actually I can tune that to be a little bit quicker, but to be honest it's unnoticeable, the reaction time between the server and the client. So there we go.